This is the glamorous Russian wife of the Ukrainian interpreter branded a rat in glasses after being accused of spying for Russia. Stanislav Yezhov, an aide who works for the Ukrainian cabinet and visited Downing Street earlier this year, was detained by the country's police yesterday and was accused of working for a hostile government. It has been suggested that Yezhov, who met Theresa May at number 10 during a visit in July, may have been recruited by Russia while living in the US with his Soviet wife Yulia Moroshnikova. Ms. Moroshnikova, 32, mother of the couple's young daughter, has millions of pounds held in a Russian bank, it is reported in Kiev. She hid out at her husband's incarceration and claims that he spied for the FSB for 2 years, saying, "I can say that this is some nonsense and surrealism." "I don't want to be discussing anything else." Ms. Moroshnikova has significant ties to Russia and is a graduate of St. Petersburg Polytechnic University. Both her father Alexander and grandfather Nikolai were submariners, spying on the West from underwater. It is here where security experts believe he was recruited to spy for Russia. Reports in Kiev say Ms. Moroshnikova has 286 rubles, about £3.6 million, in her Russian bank account, while her husband has just over £50,000. The source of the money is not known, but the couple live in a modest 90 sqm apartment and share ownership with Yezhov's sister and father. While in the US, Ms. Moroshnikova worked for energy consulting firm, having gained a doctorate in renewable power installations during her time at university. Her husband was yesterday branded a rat in glasses by Ukraine's Prime Minister Volodymyr Groysman after his arrest in Kiev on suspicion of espionage. In an extraordinary Facebook post, Mr. Groysman said that Yezhov had long been working in the interests of a hostile government. It is not known if Yezhov, who could be jailed for 12 to 15 years if found guilty of spying, is accused of acts of espionage at the time he attended Downing Street in July. During the visit, Yezhov interpreted discussions held between Theresa May and Prime Minister Groysman. Among the topics discussed were British support for Ukraine's cyber defenses and sanctions against Russia. Asked about the man visiting Downing Street, Mrs. May told a press conference in Poland, "I am aware of the reports in relation to a Ukrainian individual who attended Downing Street earlier in the summer. The matter is for the Ukrainian authorities." Asked whether he would raise the issue during talks with Mr. Lavrov in Moscow, Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said, "I think that is a matter for the Ukrainians. We want Ukraine to go on the right path, and we are worried that Ukraine needs more encouragement, more help, to reform, to make sure it isn't captured by the wrong influences." I think possibly what this episode shows is the real difficulties and risks that the Ukrainian government is running. They need a lot of encouragement. Ukraine's State Security Service SBU detained Yezhov, 39, on suspicion of working in the interests of Russia, Prime Minister Groysman said today. Alexei Petrov, head of Ukrainian's counterintelligence department, said he enjoyed respect. He worked responsibly, diligently, and creatively for the Russian special services. He passed information, stole documents, eavesdropped on news, searched for information among colleagues and regularly sent it to the Russian special services. What a rat in glasses. The spokesman for Russian President Vladimir Putin said the Kremlin was aware of the arrest. Dmitry Peskov told Interfax, these allegations of spying simply reflect the general instability of Ukraine. They are nothing but attempts to transfer blame for what's going on in the country onto hostile forces. Yezhov was seen being led away in handcuffs on Ukrainian television. Ukraine's security service said Yezhov acted on the orders of Russia to collect information about the activities of government structures with the help of special equipment. Yezhov gave data to the Russians through electronic channels of communication, the security service said. His home and workplace are now being searched by Ukrainian security services, they indicated. A Downing Street spokesman said, security at number 10 is kept under constant review. Alexei Petrov, head of counterintelligence in Ukraine, told Prime TV the official had access to insider information about the cabinet of ministers. He was respected. And he responsibly and diligently worked for the Russian special services. He also met then U.S. Vice President Joe Biden in 2016. Neither the PM nor the SBU named the position or name of the detained official, but he has been widely named as Stanislav Yezhov. The SBU said in a statement that the official was recruited by Russian agents while he traveled abroad. It said the official had been collecting information about the activities of the government. Ukraine and Russia were once allies whose intelligence agencies often worked closely together, but relations deteriorated after Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and support for pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine. Mrs. May said yesterday that Britain and Poland are concerned about Russian attempts to weaponize information. We have agreed today to bolster our cooperation to counter Russian disinformation in the region. We are both deeply concerned by Russia's attempts to weaponize information, she told reporters during a visit to Poland. The Kremlin is seeking to undermine the international rules-based system, and it will not succeed. The revelation came as Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson traveled to Moscow for a meeting with Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov tomorrow. It comes at a time when relations between Moscow and the West are at their coolest for several decades. A Foreign Office spokeswoman said, "We are aware of reporting about the arrest of Stanislav Yezhov in Ukraine. We can neither confirm or deny the allegations against him. It is not our practice to comment on legal proceedings in other jurisdictions."